All right, so now let's get into wealth mastery. So, with this module, we're going to violently kick down the doors of possibility for everyone here. There's so much available to you. And the way business is moving forward is that right now there are 8 billion people in the world, but soon enough, there's going to be 8 billion businesses in the world because as the world is digitized, so will business. And everyone has a unique skill set, and people are slowly starting to realize the power of having a personal brand because people could connect to you in a much more ethereal way. Whereas in the past, in the recent past, marketing firms would pay so much money to try to connect with leads and try to connect with people. But there is such a strong way to connect with people now in businesses if you build that personal brand. So if you're tuning into this, you should build your own business. And actually, the next module on digital economy is going to focus more on the personal brand side. But for this, we're going to focus on how you can build your first online business. And if you already have one, what to focus on in order to make sure that business thrives. So we're going to look at starting a business, your ideal clients, your value ladder, business psychology, business growth, your first hire, your first clients, and the life cycle of a business. But first, a financial disclaimer. The content on these slides is for educational purposes only. It does not substitute professional financial advice or consultations with financial professionals. The information provided is to be used by the users at their own risk. Again, this is not just to protect me, but to protect you. So let's start a business. So I launched my business Veloxis just over a year ago, so this is fresh with me. The key here is that if you want to start a business, you have to start right away. You have to start today. It takes 20 minutes or less to start it up, and the idea of pushing it off for someday, that's a disease. Listen, I literally lived next to Lani Kai Beach for a year. Lani Kai Beach is over and over again voted the best beach in the United States and sometimes the world, and I saw all these retirees on the beach. And I'm telling you right now, sitting on the beach all day, because I've done it, gets really old really fast. Retirement is the worst case scenario because you wait your whole life to get time freedom and some financial freedom, but your body's all old and broken. You can't really enjoy it. And when I was living in Hawaii, I worked from 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. I myself sat on the beach all day for months. And I'm telling this right now, if that is your big dream, it is extremely overrated. So the purpose of life is to give life purpose. And so if you feel it in your gut that you're meant for more, that you want to expand past that salary cap that you have at a job, then start your business. And I'm not telling you to leave your job. Actually, if you have a job, that is awesome because you can have some financial stability as you build your business on the side. And until the money you bring in your business overcomes their salary, then you can then consider leaving your job. But since you took this course, I know that you want more out of life. And to retire is to expire. Use your mind and your skills every single day until you can't. And there's no perfect time to start a business. There's never a perfect time for anything. And you know what? In fact, 68% of Fortune 100 businesses were started in moments of economic dismay. So just get started. All right, so there are 5 business models, and your business is going to fit into one of these 5 most likely. The first is an author, speaker, coach, or consultant. Then you can sell physical products like e-commerce, or you can make money as an affiliate, or you can sell a service or a local service, or you can be an agency or freelancer. So my Veloxis business, it is an automation agency, so it's the 5th one. And this Plus Ultra brand, this is more of like the coaching, consulting type up there. So be very clear on who you are because you don't want to wear multiple hats for multiple things. If I were to try to combine Veloxis and Plus Ultra, it would be an absolute mess. So as you'll see, the theme of this module is to give you clarity. So the first and most important thing is to identify who your ideal client is. So I've read Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers and now $100 million leads. And the reason why he starts with this offer is because that is what makes a business. You need to have something to offer to people. But in order to build the right offer, you need to know who you're selling to. Think of your ideal client as a fish, right? We're going to use the fishing analogy. When you find your people, you will find your purpose. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. When you identify all the traits and you get really specific on the traits of who your ideal client is, then that will come through in your marketing. People will feel heard. They will know, holy shit, this offer is for me. It's meant for people like me. And then it will connect so much more. It makes your sales efforts so much better, so much more efficient, and you build a better product. And as you focus on your product and your offer, then that will eventually sell itself. You're going to get sales on referrals. And so all that happens from identifying your ideal client. And the beauty is that your ideal clients are already congregated together. They're always hanging out together already. So you don't have to create traffic. You just need to plug into existent traffic. So you should niche down and get clear on who your ideal client is, what the niche is you're serving. And I'll give you a helpful tip right here. Usually your ideal customer is you 5 years ago. You only succeed if you actually care about your customers, and you want to carve a niche so tight that only you can fit inside of it. When you commit to your niche, they'll commit to you. And so for some businesses like my Plus Ultra business, my ideal client, my ideal customer is me 5 years ago, in this case 2 years ago, because I know the pain points a lot of these people are feeling. I know how to connect with them. I know some of the struggles they're going through. And so it comes through in my marketing and my sales. And so that is a helpful tip for you to identify who your ideal client should be. One thing you'll notice is that most mediocre businesses don't have a business. They just have one offer, a singular offer. And people will go elsewhere to buy the products and services they need to advance their journey. So a lot of people's problems, they are not solved by just buying one thing. So you need to provide others offers on both the front end and the back end of that main offer to give them a place to go. You will create an ecosystem in your business that solves all their problems for them. And this is what's known as your value ladder. This is a concept made popular by ClickFunnels CEO Russell Brunson. The framework of a value ladder is you're going to take, let's say you have a 5-step system. You're going to take that and you're going to put it into a 5-week program. You're going to separate it. You're going to force people to advance on their journey. So you give people the next step on their yellow brick road, on their way to their Oz. And so as you see in the base, you get them in with a lead funnel. You're going to have your free offers, your lead magnets, things that bring them in for free. You get their names, you get their emails, and you give them free value. So for that, you create lead magnets and capture these leads. This is top of funnel stuff. Then you can have more unboxing funnels. So this is more of like books, challenges, and it's going to cost a little bit more. And as they progress and they get more value, you should provide the next step. And so the next step is more of a presentation funnel. So these are your webinars, your VSLs, your video sales letters, and your product launches. This is going to cost a little bit more, but it's progressing in giving them more value. And then finally, you have phone funnels. So you want to have an application funnel. You get on the phone with them. This is more high ticket stuff. And typically, if a product or service costs more than $2,000, then a lot of times people aren't comfortable closing online. You have to get on the phone with these prospects and close them on the phone. So this is an example value ladder for a coaching business model, for instance. So let's look at Plus Ultra here for a second. Right now, my free lead magnets is the podcast and the YouTube and all that content. That's out there for free. And then I always include a CTA, a call to action, leading them into my website and leading them to this course. And this course is the next step on the value ladder, and it's going to cost a little bit more. So the course right here is going to solve a lot of the problems. They're actually going to see this slide eventually, so it's very meta. And then I'm going to lead them to the next event. I'm going to have a Plus Ultra live event where I travel with a lot of really cool people and we elevate each other's lives. That's going to cost a little bit more money. So that's a live event. And then I can even charge even more and deliver even more value, which is more important, to the Plus Ultra Mastermind. So this is going to be only killers. This is going to be a very select group of people, and we're going to connect and conquer the world. So this is the value ladder. Now with that, you need to supplement with your value ladder mission statement. So this is what it looks like. We help ideal client to get to their desired result through your opportunity. If you learn to do more for others than anybody else in your industry, and you do that consistently, then you will grow. You will build a brand and you will become wealthy. There's no choice. Like, this is one of the most linear things out there. And having a mission statement like this and having a value ladder, it makes it so much more easy to fulfill on your promises. Now let's look at the business psychology needed to have success in business. Important to know that the chokehold on growth on any business is the psychology and skills of the leader. The most important investment you can make is in yourself. So a lot of people out there are not business owners. They're business operators. They're so plugged into the business. They're operating everything. They're very stressed. They don't actually see the big picture. They don't use teams. They don't delegate anything. That is not where you want to be. You want to become a business owner. So as a business owner, you need to plug the profit drains, maximize cash flow, all these things here. Because one of the most painful lessons in business is that complexity is the enemy of execution. You need to simplify, both for yourself and for your clients. Because as a business operator, if your psychology is not right, if you're too in the weeds, then you are going to create a lot of bottlenecks, a lot of inefficiencies. So the key is to take imperfect action. You need to grab opportunities by the hair. And when you're in state and have a good idea, take immediate action that will commit you to that plan. So when you're feeling motivated, if you're watching a lot of reels, if you just came out of a mastermind event, if you're feeling on fire, then you need to take immediate action while you're feeling this way to something that will commit you on that plan. So buy that course or invest in that new software bundle. Like take immediate action that's going to commit you to that plan because motivation fades away. Always build your business as if you will sell it. A lot of people don't have an exit plan. What's the whole point of business? You should build it as though you're building up for an exit. Whether you're going to give it to your kids, whether you're going to actually exit and give it to someone else, build your business as though you will sell it. And taking imperfect action is more important than inaction every single time. If you don't like change, you don't like life. So one of the best ways to take imperfect action is when you're getting leads and you're getting clients. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs happen when you're talking with them, when you're immersed with your ideal clients. They tell you what you're missing. Having that feedback is important. So if you're too scared to get in there, and yeah, it might be your first few clients, you don't really know what you're doing, but they give you the feedback. That is so valuable. You're getting the feedback directly from them, and it's all thanks to taking imperfect action. Remember, discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. Let me tell you right now, trial and error is the worst way to learn. Remember that success leaves clues. If someone else did it, then you can do it yourself. Even if you don't have product market fit right now, someone else does. And you can build a business using effective and proven methods that convert. Find someone successful doing what you want to do, enter into their website, enter into their funnels, buy their product, look at what they're doing, and then write out a blueprint and build your own. And one of the best ways to do that is through mentorship. And there are 3 types of mentors you should have, 3 types of mentorship relationships. One is someone who's ahead of you. I suggest someone about 2 years ahead of you, maybe a little bit more, not too far ahead. And then you should find someone who's on your same level so you can push each other. You're both in the trenches, you can see how things are actually moving. And then you should find someone who is where you used to be. So you are going to be their mentor. And as you learn, so do they, and they grow. And it's such a fulfilling feeling. So having these 3 relationships in business is fundamental to growth. Speaking of business growth, let me give you this 5-step plan to getting clients right away. So the first is you're going to create a list of companies that need your product or service. Then you're going to send the following. Hey, I know that you don't know me and you don't know what your product is, but I want to build one for you under 2 conditions. First, just get X and Y software, X and Y, whatever you need them to have, and then I'll build it all. And B, if it works, then let's talk about me getting paid. You're making it so easy for them to say yes and really hard for them to say no. And then with that, you're going to close them. Someone is going to accept this offer because they're losing no money and you're giving them value. And then when you have the opportunity closed, you should over deliver. Create a massive win for them. And then you can talk about getting paid. And then you can do that month over month. So many times I've had to work for free, but then I get a testimonial and then I get a client and it's always worth it. And now I don't have to work free anymore. I have built this list of testimonials. So that is the 5-step plan. So let's give you an example of the 5-step plan using funnel building. So in this example, you're going to find a list of companies that need a sales funnel. Then you're going to send them the offer. Hey, I know you don't know me. You don't know what a sales funnel is, but I want to build one for you under these 2 conditions. First, you get the software, maybe it's ClickFunnels, maybe it's something else, and I will build it all. Second, if it works, let's talk about me getting paid. Then you close them, you over deliver, maybe you create 2 or more winning funnels for them, and then you get paid. Let's be very clear here. There are only 2 ways to make money in business. The first is through marketing, and the second is through innovation. So let's dissect both of these. Marketing is making people want to do business with you. It's everything before fulfillment. So to do this, you need to understand your buyer's pain points. You need to create great content. You need to record online videos and connect with ideal clients right now. You can do something known as newsjacking and get in front of trends. And then you need to be very passionate when you talk. All this is going to create fire marketing. Now, there are some helpful rules to keep in mind when you're doing your marketing. It might sound obvious, but people only buy products after they read or hear words that make them want to buy the product. That is huge. It is never build it and they will come. You need to associate your products and services with the survival of your ideal client. We only buy survival. And you have to be very clear when you're talking because if you confuse, you lose. So with that in mind, there's something known as the 8-second rule, which is on average, you have about 8 seconds to capture your audience. So in those 8 seconds, you need to deliver immediately and clearly and passionately. What is it that you offer? How will it make their life better? And what do they need to do to buy it right away? Make it extremely clear. There's also something known as the 16x rule. So today, it takes about 16 exposures before someone considers buying something. Some people say it's around 6 hours of content. So they need to come across your ad and your marketing about 16 times before they even consider buying it. We are not in the information age anymore. We're in the attention age. So you need to be very colorful with your content. You need to post it frequently and you need to talk about your offer over and over and over again, because after 16 times, then people's suggestibility opens up to buying. So on the innovation side, it's all about product market fit. So there's a feedback loop. You get a client, you deliver for them, you get feedback, and then you fix your product based on that feedback, and then you iterate. And then here are 5 steps to get that feedback. The first is you get new voices. You get brand new people that you haven't heard from before, or you ask new questions, you have new conversations, you get new perspectives, you get new passion, you find ways to reignite that passion in different ways, or you can get new experiments done. And here are the 3 stages of innovation. This actually came from Arthur Schopenhauer, philosopher. First, your idea, your offer is going to be ridiculed. Then it's going to be violently opposed. And then it's going to be accepted and seen as self-evident. So you just need to put your head down. As long as you know that your ideal clients like it and you're getting feedback that it works and it helps them with their problems, then you know you have a winning offer. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs, including myself, are a one-man show. So Plus Ultra right now is just me. Veloxis right now is just me. But let's talk about your first hire. Remember that the right who can solve the how faster than you can. So hiring the right person can solve your problems much faster and much more efficiently than just figuring out how to do it. Remember the 10,000 hour rule. It takes 10,000 hours to become a master of something. So delegate to people who know more than you. Delegate your weaknesses. And there are 2 requirements in all partnerships: trust and respect. So your first hire, I highly suggest, is a VA, a virtual assistant. So once you have an idea about the areas and tasks you need a VA for, then you can define a clear role for them. And before you go hiring a VA, you need to know what they'll be required to do, any training they'll need, any processes or SOPs they'll need to read beforehand, when you require them to be available, and your budget. Having all this information in hand before you begin the hiring process means that you'll attract candidates who meet these requirements. I suggest you look on Fiverr or Upwork and you'll find amazing talent. But you're not off the hook either. Now that you hired someone, you need to look within and look at yourself through a leadership lens. You don't want to be a seagull manager. Seagull management is like this. You fly in, you squawk, you make all kinds of noise, and you shit all over the place, and then you leave, right? We don't want that. You want to be an effective manager. And effective management uses results-based initiatives for your employees. We're not one personality. We're multiple personalities with one dominant personality. And that one personality can be encompassed in your mission. So it's actually very important that you communicate what your mission is. So with great skills, great attitude, and a belief in the mission, then you can find the best people out there. You find the best people and then you train them. The quality of the expectations of your peer group has the biggest impact on your life. So this person, this VA, is going to be part of your life now. So you need to make sure they have a cultural fit too. And culture eats strategy for breakfast. And so if you have a good cultural fit with this hire, then things can run in the back end when you're not there. Now let's look at getting your first clients. Your first clients should be your warm market. And this is exactly what I did for my automation agency, Veloxis. I reached out to people who are friends of mine or acquaintances, people who know me, and they are what's known as my warm market. So this could be your Instagram followers, this could be family members, this could be colleagues, this could be ex-classmates. These are people who know who you are, they know your character, and maybe they don't know your offer yet, but they're already warm to who you are. They're more receptive. So compare that to your cold market, which is people who don't even know who you are, they don't even know what your offer is. And then compare that to hot leads or hot market. So these people want your things. They know exactly who you are. They know exactly what your offer is. You don't have to pitch them. They already want it. So these are hot leads. Now, warm market, warm leads, that is the lowest hanging fruit. I suggest you go there because it is more than likely they're going to say yes. And more importantly, they're probably going to be more forgiving with you. As you tell them, hey, this is my first business, this is my first time fulfilling this service, they're going to be more patient with you, they're going to give you feedback, and you're going to get better and better and better. Now, it's highly likely you're going to work for free for them for the first month, but after iterating this process, you are going to get testimonials from these people. And so it is very important that you can start with someone, and there's very low risk with starting with your warm market. And then as you branch out, you need to get better with your marketing. So that way you can bring in more clients. And even while you're fulfilling for your warm market, you should capture content of you fulfilling and delivering your product or service. And why video? Why do you want to capture content via video? Because video earns attention. People are 94% more likely to watch a video than to read. Videos also transfer knowledge. People retain 95% more compared to reading. And then videos and video ads and your stories and your reels, they convert more customers. People are 85% more likely to buy after watching a video. And the 3 keys to unlock a buyer's heart using video is to keep eye contact. It gives that FaceTiming a friend feel. You also need to have a grateful tonality and be happy. It's kind of like a show and tell. You're showing people an inside look into something that can solve problems. And lastly, sincerity. Use your body language and facial expressions to communicate that you are a real human and that you've actually solved these problems. People are really good at sniffing out bullshit. And so if you can communicate with sincerity that you're passionate about your business, that you have some clients in the back end that you're fulfilling for, they need to see that. And your video communicates that in such a clear way because people are drawn to clarity and away from confusion. Helpful is the new viral. And so if you document via video that you're actually helping people, then people are going to be like, all right, this guy's legit. This guy helps people. Let's go. More clarity, more revenue. But you do not want to serve everybody. I say that again, you do not want to serve everybody. There is something known as the 80-20 rule or the Pareto principle, which is 80% of your results come from 20% of your inputs. So likewise, 20% of your current clients are generating 80% of your revenue. So focus on that 20%. Figure out who they are, what industry they're in, what kind of service specifically you gave to them, and focus more on that. And then you want to 80-20 your clients, you want to 80-20 your ads, 80-20 your marketing, 80-20 everything. And that way you can focus on the revenue generating efforts. Less than 5% of businesses do $1 million in revenue every year. So if you 80-20 consistently, then you can get to that figure much faster. Also, something I learned is that high ticket clients, so people who are willing to pay more money to you, they are less of a nightmare. So I've had nightmare clients, people who I say, okay, this is only going to cost $200. This is going to cost $150. These people are such complainers. These people, they always complain. They're never satisfied. They always want to break. They don't like putting in effort. So if I build everything for them and say, okay, so now I need you to log in and do this or that, they don't do it. So if you actually build your offer so that it includes a ton of value, then it's actually going to bump up the price. And as you bump up the price, you're going to attract more of that 20% of clients that give you 80% of your returns. You're going to give you more dream clients. You want to avoid the nightmare clients because they end up costing you more. All right, so in the next module, we're going to expand more about the importance of creating a personal brand. Aside from that, right now, we're going to talk about how to actually make money on social media because I've done it before. And if you know about my past, you know about the influencer lifestyle that I had lived for 2 years, and I know what actually works. So there's different ways to do this, but this is the tried and true method. So first off, you're going to pick your niche, and your niche is a combination of your interests, curiosity, struggles, and experience, what makes you you, and also what the market needs, desires, and the problems that the market faces. So you're going to look at what you are interested in and what the market needs. And right in the middle, that's going to be your offer, your solution, your niche. You're going to focus on that. And it doesn't have to be a complicated process. It's just seeing the union of these two things. Now, once you find your niche, don't just start spitting out content and just try to overwhelm the game with volume. Of course, you need to post consistently, but it is much more efficient if you do some research beforehand and see what works. So what I suggest you do is you make a list of 10 to 15 creators who produce content similar to what it is you want to create. And you're already probably following these people, but even if you're not following up to 15 people, just go to someone who's posting something similar to what you want. And then you can click on the similar to little button. You can see pages that are similar to them and then start following those and observe them. So you're going to choose their top performing posts in the last 30 days and you see what actually is getting views and engagement and comments, and then save those into a folder so you can really observe what it is they're using as their hooks. Maybe they're using captions at a certain location. Maybe there's trending audio, and you're going to organize those into a either Google Sheet or a Notion page. But first you need to save them into a folder so you can just have them congregated in one place. From there, you're going to open InShot, CapCut, or whatever editing software you use. You're going to import those videos you selected, and you're going to cut the clips to match the scene changes. You're literally just going to copy the mechanics of it. You're not just going to copy word for word. You're going to make it your own. However, the mechanics of it, the skeleton, the scene changes, the clip changes, when it switches up on the drops, those should match up. So you're going to cut the clips to match those drops. You're going to insert your own clips, and you're going to upload that reel using the same audio. I find it really easy to do this on InShot. Also, a quick hack is just to screen record it on your phone. So you have the audio and the scene changes. You just have it all screen recorded. Now, the last step is to monetize this. So creators of all sizes have the opportunity to generate income with their content. So you can either offer sponsored posts to companies so they can host their products onto your feed, and you can charge up to like $300, $500 per post for this, even if you have a small following, because if you can show you have high engagement, then that's going to be phenomenal. For instance, like 12-15% engagement rate is really good. I have 30, and this is publicly available information. You can also provide consulting and coaching based on your niche, and you can charge up to $200 for an hour. And you can also become a UGC creator. So this is something I personally do. I love to create video reels. It's one of my favorite. I love combining the music and visuals. Like, I love video editing. So UGC is user generated content. So UGC creator is a content creator who specifically creates content, but it's actually been paid for. So unlike influencers who need to grow their community before they start working with brands, UGC creators don't need tons of followers, nor do they need to show their face. So if there's a brand I care about or someone I want to work with, I will say, hey, I can create content for you guys. I'm really good. Check out my reels. Like, this is what I love to do. I'll happily create content for you guys to use and post on your own accounts. So you can charge $1,500 or more per client. So if you want to make 10K a month, if you charge 300, 500 bones, you can do 20 or 30 posts and then you can get 10K that way. Or if you're doing consulting, if you get 50 calls a month at 200, that's 10K. Or if you get 6 clients as a UGC creator, then you're at your 10K a month also. Now let's create your business map. Let's give you that visualization, that structure. First of all, look at yourself right now. Why are you here? What do you want out of this module? What do you want out of this program? What business are you currently in? And how is it going? Have you not started yet? Are you a month in? Are you a year in? What business are you in? What is your niche? What is your market? Also, what is your biggest roadblock right now? And what needs to change to level up? Just take a moment, pause this, and write these down and be honest. Now, this is the slap in the face. What business are you really in? If you said you're in the business of coaching, well, what does that mean? Even if you said business coaching, like, what does that mean? What is the avatar? What kind of businesses are you working with? Are these brick and mortar businesses? Are these North American businesses? Are these novel businesses or people who have not even broken 10K per month yet? Get really specific. Identify the gaps between where you are and where you want to be. And why did you get into this business originally? If you're so hyper-focused on the revenue and not on the mission, on getting your avatar to where they want to be, then you're going to get lost. Why are you in it right now? What do you want out of this business in the long term? Most successful business owners I've talked to, they all have an exit strategy. They either want to sell their business or they have some kind of idea of evaluation, some kind of exit. And if not, they're building their business as though they will exit. So they're just putting a lot of value into it. Have you thought about what you want on the backside of your business? And I say this because there's a natural maturity process in a business. These are the 10 stages of business. So right now, identify what stage your business is currently in. What's your industry? What's the market like right now? Then what's next? Create a compelling plan to reach the next stage of your business. What is something exciting you can make happen in the next 3 years? Think about your goals for the next 3 years for your business. To get there, what would you need to do this year to get there? And even more short term, what is something you can do right now? What are 2 actions you can take right now? Can you reach out to a successful business owner, contact you've had, and ask them, hey, we've been friends for a while, I have a question? Or can you send an email to someone? Or is there a course that you know you should take and invest in that? What are 2 actions you can take right now? And if you're feeling imposter syndrome, know that's a good thing. That is a natural thing because obviously you are new at something, you're going to be really bad at it, and you can only get better. It's only delusional people who go in thinking they're going to make money right away, that they're going to be really good at what they do. It's okay. It's natural. Confidence comes from a stack of evidence of having proven it to yourself and to others. If you've never done something before, obviously you're not going to be good at it. No one has it all figured out. As long as you are continually improving, then you are going to be the best version of yourself. You're doing the right things. Walk tall and keep working. One thing that I've had to work on recently is shiny object syndrome. When I'm working really hard in one direction, there's going to be a lot of new opportunities that shine really bright that are going to distract you from the original goal. I've had to say no to really lucrative opportunities because I'm focused on one thing. I'm creating an automation business. I have an automation agency and I need to focus on that. And even this Plus Ultra, this is a community. I've had multiple opportunities to really blow up the podcast, really do a bunch of things for this side. But I need to recognize within myself that my main goal is that AI agency. And so I've had to say no to a bunch of different opportunities, but that's okay because I have a main goal. If I were to be distracted in multiple places, remember the mindset modules, it would be like that flood. I would be a lake. I wouldn't be directed. I wouldn't have my energy channeled in one direction. So You have to be able to learn to say no to multiple things, and that's okay. Don't get shiny object syndrome. Now, to break into a business, sometimes you need to work for free. And when you work for free, your main goal is to get testimonials and to get real in-depth market research on who your target audience is and what their actual pain points are. It's really hard to get that without working within that niche first. So sometimes especially if you're brand new in a business, you're not going to get access to your dream clients. So the only way to really break into that sometimes is to reach out to the dream clients and say, hey, I'll work for you for free. And so like we said earlier, you should reach out to your warm audience, people who already trust you. And you work for them for free, maybe 30 days, and say, hey, all I want out of this is a testimonial. I just want to learn what the market wants. I would like to serve your niche, so let me know how I can help you out. And then you can get those testimonials. And those testimonials are super powerful because that builds your social proof. That social proof, those testimonials, that is what's going to make selling in the future much, much easier. One easy way to do this also is to just show your process. If you want to show leads that you're credible, explain how you do things and what they can expect from working with you. Have an over-the-shoulder type experience in your stories and your posts, and then also supplement that with social proof. Have voice notes, screenshots, videos from clients you've served saying, hey, this person is the best at what they do. I really liked my experience working with them, etc. And just to end this module real quick, once you start making a lot of money, because you will, you are going to be likely tempted to inflate your lifestyle to match your new income. And so this is something known as lifestyle inflation. And you see a lot of kids who come into internet money fall for this. So these are 6 ways to avoid lifestyle inflation. First, track your spending. Know how much you're spending in which areas, create a budget for those areas, and then pay yourself first. Automate this with your bank. So if you've read The Richest Man in Babylon, the rule of thumb is to always pay yourself 10%. So 10% of whatever you earn, always put that away, either in a savings account or put that directly into the S&P 500 or investments, something that you get to pay yourself first. So before you touch any of your money, 10% is automatically put to the side. Then you should dedicate a percentage for splurging, because it's natural to want to spend a little bit more, but just have that budgeted. And even if you don't spend anything in a month on splurging, you at least have a percentage broken down. Also, you want to save for big purchases and reach out to a financial mentor who has done this before and can give you an accurate sense of how to manage money. Remember, when you're doing lifestyle inflation, you're stealing from yourself. Remember that your business will always consume whatever resources you give it. In the Plus Ultra library, we have this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. It's one of those age-old tested rules that you should always pay yourself first. The rule of thumb is to always pay yourself at least 10% of your earnings. So with that, hopefully you can avoid lifestyle inflation, because everyone can tell if you're just renting a Lamborghini for the weekend and posting with pictures, it's not sustainable. You want to be wealthy. You don't want to just be rich. You want to be wealthy. All right, so with that, let's discuss the homework for this module. You're going to go into school and you're going to identify who your ideal client is, your ideal customer profile, who they are, what they do, what age they are, what are their day-to-day like, what are their pain points. Really flesh this out. Also, you're going to use the $100 million framework and put together your Grand Slam offer and identify the front end and back end offers of your value ladder for that Grand Slam offer. So free lead magnets, things in the front end that you can really get people into your top funnel, and then things at the back end that you can escalate them more. So give them the next steps on their journey, provide that for them, because otherwise they will find it elsewhere. And then establish your mission statement, really flesh it out. What is your mission? So this is an example right here. So for me, my ideal client is an online business owner earning over 20K per month who is overwhelmed by manual, redundant tasks. I will build free templates and reels that will serve as my lead magnets. And my Grand Slam offer is automation packages. And on the back end, I will include custom automations beyond our base packages. And also I want to do in-person events at some point. Let me put that there, in-person events and masterminds. So that is something I'm working towards. And then we help business owners remove bottlenecks and earn more revenue on autopilot using our AI-driven automations. So write down what your answers are right here and then submit that into school. And so people can better understand your Grand Slam offer and what you offer, but more importantly, you and your business can understand that and make it more clear. So, all right, I'll see you guys in the next one.